Happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me, happy birthday, dear Buddymeister, happy birthday to me.
What's going on here, Buddymeister?
Well, what does it look like? It's my 30th birthday.
30? You look like you're 80.
Very, very funny, Jimmy. Come on, let's celebrate.
Why should I care for your pathetic birthday?
Pathetic? Jimmy, come on. We've known each other for so long. Why can't you just be happy for me? Just one single time.
Finally something I can celebrate.
എന്റെ ബർത്ത്ഡേ ഫുള്ള് കളർഫുൾ ആയിരിക്കണം.
Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage.
And I'm Deniz, the Buddymeister.
And today's movie was once again directly picked for us by one of our Masalameister tier supporters. Binoy Mohammed has chosen the 2021 Malayalam language comedy drama Jan.E.Man. This one was the directorial debut by Chidambaram?
Yeah.
Yes. And he also co-wrote it together with his younger brother Ganapati and Sapnish Varachal. Yeah. Think my part is done.
Okay.
Your turn.
Already done?
Yes.
Yeah. So the movie starring Basil Joseph, Balu Varghese, Lal, Arjun Ashokan, and Ganapati.
Yeah.
The younger brother of the director.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a few of those actors we've already seen before. We saw Lal in a few movies. I think we saw him in Abraham. No. What was the movie with this Western-like movie where he's like the head of the family?
Yeah. Io
Binte Pushtakam, yeah.
That's
Io
with
Binte
Lal?
Pushtakam, yeah.
Okay.
Or not.
I'm not sure. I have
Okay.
seen Lal in Helen, which is a
I've
Malayalam
seen Lal.
survival film.
There's one movie I've seen Lal.
But he's very recognizable because of his voice.
His voice, yeah. Yeah.
Was it Lal?
Yeah. So, should I tell?
Yeah, what's the story?
The story, yeah. So, the story is this. Jan.E.Man, that's Basil Joseph,
Yeah.
is a nurse in a desolate part of Canada.
Yes.
He decides to come home to Kerala to celebrate his 30th birthday with his old school friends.
Mm-hmm.
The party is supposed to take place at his friend Sampat's house.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time of the birthday party, a funeral service takes place in the opposite house.
Yeah.
Because somebody died.
Yeah.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
And now these two festivities somehow clash.
Yeah.
And I think that's like...
That's the premise,
yeah.
and also kind of the concept.
Yeah.
And I think the overall concept and story are pretty interesting. I like this contrast between a birthday party on one side and on the other the mourning of an unexpected death. I mean, mixing comedy and drama is, of course, as old as time. But here we have these two very distinct expressions of that.
Yeah.
And that's a really nice juxtaposition. And of course, there's also drama at the birthday party and comedy at the funeral. So I think this is a really nice concept. But before I go into that more, I really want to talk about the beginning, which is kind of the prologue.
Yes.
Because this takes place in Canada, or maybe probably not filmed in Canada.
I think they really shot it in Canada. I've read an interview with Chidambaram, and he said that they were shooting in Canada and like how hard it was because of the temperature, and they all like weren't they couldn't deal with it because like it's not normal. It's like they only could shoot for 4 or 5 hours, and it's got too cold. The lens froze and something like that. So I think they really shot in Canada. It doesn't. It sometimes looks like a set, especially when he's like running in the background at the end of his scene. But apparently they shot it in Canada.
That's pretty nice. But I think this is a really hilarious and well-directed opening. Yeah. I think it's just such a great introduction to our main protagonist, who's actually not that much of our main protagonist, but to this character. I think I really like comedies where our protagonist is really this down on his luck kind of guy. And the beginning is really hilarious. Not even his mother wants to talk to him. He's really all alone and he's super lonely. He has nothing to do. And it's really some nice visual comedy, and it's really, really well done, and it also established this theme of loneliness, which continues to the movie, I think.
Yeah. So I knew nothing about this movie. I went into it completely blank, and when it started, I actually thought that like this whole setting in Canada and like this would be something that we would see more of. But it's like this prologue, like you said, and like maybe 10 minutes or so, and then we change the location. But it's like it already has this somehow farce-like vibe, a little bit absurd because of the situation and like how Jan.E.Man deals with the situation. He's drinking in the snow and nobody likes him. Nobody's, hey, how guys? He's dead. And it's a little bit, it's really funny. And I liked it because like the movie from the first second on did a great job in like keeping things a little bit secretive. You don't know what it's going to be about. And this is the perfect start for that.
But the overall movie. Buddy.
So this is it. Well, what can I say? I really like this movie.
Okay.
I thought it was great.
Great, even.
Nice. I thought it was great. I don't know. It first and foremost, it was this secretive, like mysterious nature that like I was sucked into this movie because I didn't know what will happen, what is going to happen. Of course, like it doesn't take long until you understand. That it's about these two things that happen opposite, but I think this movie is about so much more and does such a good job in being subtle about it and sometimes being more overt about it, but it's like this, I don't know. I thought it was great.
Nice. I'm a little bit surprised, but I think that's great.
It really hit just the right notes with me, like the themes and how the actors like how they acted, how they in the smaller scenes and like
awesome. I liked it fine. It was obviously once again a little bit too long for my taste, and this blend or this mixture of comedy and drama didn't always work that well for me. And I think my biggest gripe is probably it's not really working that well as a drama, at least for me, because for that it's a little bit too superficial. We have a big ensemble in this movie, and most of them are pretty good, but I think it's too big of an ensemble. I think there are too many characters. For example, the neighbor's son, whose name is Moni-chan, played by Balu Varghese. I think he's such a promising character. Like you sense that there's some darkness to him, and he's kind of the black sheep maybe of the family, but we don't learn that much about him. And I felt like this about many characters. There were so many characters, and as the movie went on, still introducing new characters. And at first they are coming across like these stereotypes, like this is the goon, and there's the second goon, and now we're introducing a third goon. And I felt like, why are there so many characters? And maybe with a few less and more focus on them, I would have liked it more, I guess. But as a drama, it was a little bit too superficial for me. But as a comedy, I think it wasn't crazy enough for me. So it's funny, but I like that these characters are somewhat of stereotypes, like these goons, and yet there's more to them. But I always felt like it's between the chairs. It's like neither drama, neither full-fledged comedy. And so I just wasn't into the movie as much as I wanted to be.
That's really interesting, because I thought the balance, it worked for me. And it's like the characters that we have, it's like we have some like a core of characters, like Moni-chan, Sampat, Jan.E.Man, and also the Akshay Kumar character who works for the caterer. The caterer, yes.
He was a lot of fun.
And there are a lot of characters, but I think the characters that the movie really focuses on, they work really well. And I thought that this balance between comedy and drama worked so well because it just felt so absurdly real in many moments, because like it told me like this is how life is. It's just so absurd.
Like a soap opera.
Yeah, it's just not like a soap opera, but yeah, maybe even like a soap opera.
We have this soap opera in the movie
itself.
itself.
Ratish, aka Nandan Varma, yes, the character from the soap opera in the movie. Yeah. But it's like, I thought that the characters had these small scenes that made me kind of get to know them. Even Moni-chan has these, he's like, the way he as a character like turns up, it's like such an arrogant guy, probably drunk, and he's like, the first thing he's doing is peeing on the house of Sampat. But then again, he's like also this character who's obviously just frustrated. He doesn't know what to do. He probably misses his father, but he's not able to say it because he has to be a cool goon. And there are so many small scenes in this movie where this thing, where this stuff comes out, and where he's just one of those people who he breaks through this like shell, and like, for example, feeds his pregnant sister.
Yeah, that was a nice scene.
He sees the photo
in the
but he's like, or he sees the photo of him and his dad in the box.
Yeah.
Or another scene is where he talks to Jan.E.Man, and maybe it's a little bit superficial about the depression and stuff, but it works well because like it has this little moment where Moni-chan instantly like is, oh wait, you're talking about death? What are you talking about? And it's like this whole movie is just saying such simple things, saying so, hey, how about just being a nice person? That worked for me with the characters. I
can see that. It's a very relatable movie too. Because this whole idea of living abroad and then coming back home after some years, maybe. I don't know how much time has passed. And then getting back to your friends who are not really your friends all that much, or half of the group. He's very intrusive. He's like, we're doing this. So I like that. And also I liked that Lal's character is trying to... how he's handling this whole situation, that it doesn't escalate. I really like that part.
I think what works well is like what I said about the absurdity. It's like, okay, we have these two festivities, the death and the birthday, and the movie like has this a nice way of telling us that life and death are so very close to each other, and that like so many absurd scenes that like when how is this? Lal's character is like Kojukunju, Platotatil Kojukunju or something. It's a really difficult name. Kojukunju. And he's going to neighbors, like you said, to talk to them. Hey, because they started some fireworks. And he's like the old man who knows how to deal with things. And then he sees Ratish, the actor, and he's like, oh, that's Nandan Varma. And it's like it's so nice because even maybe in your darkest and saddest moments, you're just happy to see a star. You just want to know how this scene turns out in your favorite TV show. And like I thought it was so real and so
that was a really typical scene, nice surprise.
Typical thing about like how stupid life is. So it's,
totally. Yeah, I also liked. I'm usually a fan of movies that take place at pretty much only one location and over the course of just one day or night, and that's the case here. I think that's always a great opportunity to establish all the characters, the themes, and then generate more and more chaos as the day progresses, and that's here. The movie also reminded me a little bit of Imayao.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Pretty obvious. This totally felt like a Lijo Jo's Pellissieri movie, only more family friendly, a little bit more whimsical or funny. I don't know.
Easier to get into, like not as heavy.
But also because of this big ensemble and the chaos and of course the themes of death and the funeral. So definitely a Imayao connection there. Overall fun film. You definitely convinced me a little bit to like this movie more. It was just with the drama and the comedy and these many characters. Also, there's this love interest that shows up. Amu, was really for me just too. I mean, it's the the movie is like that. It's like we don't really, like you said, secretive maybe with the character who's selling the cars. Sambat. Like he has this love interest and something happened in the past. We don't really learn that much about it, but there's something there. For me, it was just not enough, and then it was too much like this whimsical girlfriend or not girlfriend from the past showed up with basically no real character, and then we get it just wasn't enough for me. But overall it's a nice movie. There are also some one shots in sprinkled in the movie. There were like 3 or 4 very long continuous shots, and I was like a little bit wondering why.
It looked nice.
It looked nice.
I was thinking about that too after the movie, and I thought maybe it's like some I thought about if there is some connection to like where we are in the movie. Like, is there like is this a moment of silence or a moment of where someone is searching for some quiet or so? I don't know, but
I mean, it's a first-time director.
If
you want to show off, a bit like a challenge to me. I mean, they stood out. It was, I think, when Lal's character shows up and he's entering the house.
And when when the neighbor dies and Sampat and Faisal like go from their house. I like
that because that showed us that this is really shot on location and we are really going through that house.
That's true,
But it was a little bit funny how he's like, heart attack.
He
instantly knows.
and I also agree with you, like with all the like the more superficial stuff and like a little bit jumbled things. Okay, there's a love story, and a lot of stuff is happening with a lot of characters that like it could be a little bit more tight, a little bit tighter, a little bit more dense, but I don't know, it's like one of those movies, you know, when the themes like hit you and the characters like there's nothing that I like really found to be annoying or so. I didn't even have a problem with the runtime, to be honest. And that's rarely the case. And so I was surprised by myself, but it also had like this what we call Malayalam chill atmosphere at times, because they were drinking all the time. And when they were just chilling out, I liked how the two sides, the opposite houses, like intertwined more and more over time, and how the people like mixed, and how Jan.E.Man says, the real party is over there, they're drinking, on my birthday nobody has fun. And then he also says this thing like, the only like gathering that takes place where people come, you don't have to invite them, like is a funeral. And
but Jan.E.Man, I liked him so much in that prologue, and then he gets a little bit too obnoxious and a little bit. He's like
not
a clown.
That much in the movie. But he's like, it's okay because it has the right balance of him not being in the movie all the time. So I thought it was all right, but I get it.
He's just like this whole happy birthday to me. I mean,
he's obviously supposed to be like this depressed character who's like a little bit. Either he's like or he's like
manic depression. He was redeemed at the end because that scene that you already mentioned where he was talking to Moni-chan about depression. At that moment I felt he's actually still kind of a real character, because throughout the whole movie I was thinking he's so obnoxious. But in the end it was fine. A standout, I think, Harish Pengan. He's playing Kunjumon, this eccentric guy with the soccer, with the. The other, probably another neighbor who's some old slim neighbor. I think he was pretty fun, and also I really liked Sambat's mother, played by Ganga Meera. I think she was a lot of fun. So
there's also like this crazy goon person who's like the sidekick.
But they're two crazy goons.
But he's like the sidekick or the assistant or partner of the one who's at Sampat's house. And the other one is like this probably a childhood friend of Moni-chan, who's like the one who's always messing with him and like drink this, and he's like with this like hothead. And I just thought that all these characters are probably they're all the same. They're all frustrated because of something. They're all drinking because of something. And it's like they just they're just waiting for a situation to like, yeah, let's do it now, let's fight, because it's like it only what it needs is only like this. It only needs this, and so now we can finally fight.
And once again, all of them are men.
That's true.
He has a sister, Sampat.
Yeah.
She's even shallower than the other characters for me. She's just
she has like 2 sentences.
Yes,
or 3.
she's just there. Yeah. So throughout the movie, I was wondering if there was something more about her, but unfortunately not. Yeah, like I said, I really like the mother, but she's also more like just a fun mother character. Mm-hmm. And also, like I already said, Amu is pretty underwritten to me as well.
Yeah,
but it's okay.
But these are all true things. Yeah, but I just didn't recognize or mind them that much in this movie. And I also like the finale. I thought it was really emotional.
Yeah, but then it goes back to the whole soap opera thing, which I think is fine.
Yeah, but it somehow like fit this movie because like this parable of life and like this how things like come to a circle. It's of course like very I don't know, very sappy. It's very like cliched maybe, but I don't know, the way they play it just worked, and I believed I believe these characters. I believe that these characters are happy about what happened or sad about what happened, and how things like it's very poetic.
Nice.
I don't know.
So maybe you can be poetic as well.
Yeah.
Do you have something for me in German?
I have something. Chidambaram nutzt eine simple, aber extrem spannende Prämisse und macht daraus einen wunderbar einfühlsamen Film, der den Drahtseilakt zwischen seichter Unterhaltung und tiefgreifendem Drama vollführt.
Very nice.
Poetic? It's okay.
So, I'm a little bit harsher.
Ja.
Jan.E.Man ist ein größtenteils vergnügliches Erstlingswerk, das für mich aber etwas zu sehr zwischen den Stühlen steht und auch seinen vielen potenziell interessanten Charakteren nie ganz gerecht werden kann.
Also not poetic.
No. So, what's your rating?
I give this movie 8 out of 10. It's more like 8.3, but I don't do that.
Not bad. It's really high.
I really liked it.
Yeah, that's cool. I give Jan.E.Man 6 out of 10. It's more like 6.3, but I don't do that either.
That doesn't happen often.
Yeah, like two numbers apart.
2 points apart is okay.
Finally,
you obviously did something wrong.
No, that's great. I think that's awesome. All right.
It's really awesome. So I have some
trivia. Really awesome.
I have some trivia. It's really awesome.
Okay, so
I have some trivia. But
did I know?
Yeah, but I kind of spoiled it already, at least in parts. So did you know that Basil Joseph was witnessing snow for the first time when they shot the scenes in Canada, obviously? Initially, he was exuberantly happy about it. Mm-hmm. But after some time, the production team apparently had to more or less force him to act. He hated the snow. So it fits the character of Jan.E.Man, who all the time like takes out, oh, it's so cold, I don't ever want to go back. Yeah. So it's probably Basil Joseph talking there.
Nice. Kind of method acting.
Yeah, maybe.
Nice. So that was our review of Jan.E.Man. Please let us know in the comments below what you think about the movie. You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and also on Patreon, simply at @TheJimmyCage.
And you can hit me up on Twitter at @TheBuddymeister.
If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like.
And make sure you hit that bell for all we have to tell.